Hello, my friends. I decided to pop on early and make sure that I am in proper orientation because... Okay, good. All right, good. We are here. Hello, everyone. I decided to pop on early because Facebook decided to change its orientation back to the new way on me again, and I wanted to make sure that we are A-okay. So if you are popping on, say hello. Let me know if my orientation is okay. Hey, Jason. Hello, mate. Just wanted to, am I in the correct orientation? And can you hear me okay? Just wanted to come on a few minutes early because my camera decided to go back to the new version. So I is good. Okay. And I sound okay? So if you are popping on, say hello. Let me know where you are tuning in from, and if this is your first time here, let me know that as well in the comments. But Jason, you might be my only one right now because nobody else is saying hello. So we will see if you have some people joining us because I don't really see a number in the top corner. So I don't know. I could be doing this alone today. But anyhow, we're finally getting some much needed rain around here. I don't know what the weather's like where everyone's tuning in from, but we are finally getting the rain that we need. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate you sharing. But we are finally, hello, Kathy. How are you today? Getting the much needed rain after 200 days since we had our actual rain that stuck around for more than 2 minutes. So we're getting some much needed rain this week. So I'm very happy about that. And it's the perfect weather to craft in. Hello, Heather. How are you? Give it a minute or so and let a few more people pop on. I popped on a few minutes early because the orientation looked a little weird and I'm having to read my comments. Oh, rainy in Minnesota. It's always rainy in Minnesota. Hello, Patty. I am good, Heather. Really good today. So, okay, you guys, we are at the top of the hour. So good afternoon, my friends. Thank you for being here. I definitely will go back and look through the comments because they're showing up weird now on my iPad. But if I miss your comment, I will definitely go back and comment. Hello, Kathy. How are you today? But I will certainly go back and answer any questions that I may have missed. Welcome to you all who are watching me for the first time, and welcome back for those joining me each and every week. I really appreciate you for stopping in and watching my live. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Tammy Savello, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator out of the San Francisco Bay Area. I blog over at cardsbytlc.com, and today is Wednesday, October 20th. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's the 20th of October already. This is insane how quickly, once October 1st hits to Christmas. It's so crazy. Hi, Joanne. Thank you for stopping in. If you are catching me live, you will see that little red live button in the top left-hand corner of your screen. If you do not see that little red live button, that just means that you're catching me on the replay, either here or on YouTube or even my blog. Now, before I show you my project today, I will go ahead and show you the stamp set that I'm going to be using. The stamp set we are using today is the Bejolly stamp set, and this is out of the July to December mini catalog on page 29. This adorable Santa set and bundle. It's really fun to color with your Stampin' Blends, and we're going to be working with our blends today. So we'll be coloring and I'll be showing you a fun project. And then the designer paper that I'm going to be using today is, it comes from the 6x6 gingerbread and peppermint paper. I love this paper. This paper is so fun to play with. I can't wait to do more projects like cutting the mittens out and the stars out. We've done a few projects using this paper already, but I can't wait to dive into more paper for that. And then, are you guys ready to see today's project? Let me show you today's adorable project. It's a funfold buckle card. I got this idea from my friend Lisa Curcio, and I absolutely love this card. It's simple, it's fun, it's a lot. You can do multiples out of it. I absolutely fell in love with it. Now, as you can see, I'm making a Christmas themed card today, but using our amazing designer paper, you can use any themed card. This card would make a great Halloween card, a great fall card using the pumpkins, a cute birthday card, any type of theme that you wish. And I'll show you how quickly this will all come together. Isn't that fun? So much fun. So this buckle piece right here is actually from using the stitched rectangles. Now you can use any die that you want, like any type of rectangular die, but I thought that the smallest stitched rectangular card or rectangle die would work best with this flap today, and it slides in really nicely. You can even use a punch of some sort, maybe a circle punch or whatever you want to do. This is your project. Hello, Rosalie. How are you today? So, now that I showed you that, let me show you the pieces. Oh, the stitched rectangles actually come from the annual catalog if you're not familiar with the stitched rectangles, and if you're new here. This does come out of our annual catalog, but we will be using that today. But let me show you the other pieces that we're going to be using on the project. The card base, oops, I am tipping over everything. Let me go ahead and keep this in frame so you guys can see it. So the card base is not your typical standard card base. This card base is actually cut at 4 1/4, which is normal for a top fold, but it's actually cut at 8 1/2. Or the typical card base is 4 1/4 by 11, but this is actually cut at 4 1/4 by 8 5/8. So it's a little bit smaller than your standard card base. Let me go ahead and bring in my trimmer, and we're going to go ahead and do the scoring that we need for this. So we're actually going to score this piece at 3 1/8. And I love our trimmer because it has both the cutter and the scoring. Remember, the light is your scorer. So 3 1/8, we're going to go ahead and score that down and put that aside. And then what we're going to go ahead and do first and foremost is I've already pre-cut our designer paper and our pieces that we need for today. So the front panel piece, we're going to go ahead and adhere that to our card base, our card front. First and foremost, right out the gate, I want to go ahead and get these DSP pieces put in and our buckle cut before we get started on everything else. So the front panel piece is actually going to be cut at 2 7/8 by 4, and don't worry, I'll be sure to have all these sizes and dimensions on my blog post tomorrow. But this piece is actually 2 7/8 by 4, so we're going to go ahead and adhere that down using my liquid glue. Hello everybody for joining in. I can't exactly see comments. They are disappearing faster than I can keep up with them. So if I miss your comment, I'm sorry, but I'm going to try to look through my phone. Hello, Rebecca. Hello, Chris. So we'll go ahead and adhere this down to our front panel piece. And then I'm going to go ahead and adhere this piece, this inside piece, and that is actually cut at 4 by 5 1/4. So this is your standard 4 by 5 1/4 panel piece, and that is going to go in right there. Love this paper. It's so much fun to play with. And there we go. Put that out of the way and get this in. So after I put down this piece, we are actually going to cut the buckle piece in the front of the panel and get that out of the way before we do any of our other stamping and coloring and stuff like that. But you'll see how quickly these two pieces have already come together real nicely. So like I said, I am pulling the smallest stitched rectangle die cut out of the stitched rectangle pieces. And what I like to do is I'm going to go ahead and lay that down flat, and I'm going to bring in, you guys have seen me use this before, the Post-it tape to hold down my dies. Get a piece off of here really quick and I'll just rip that in half. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and lay that as center as I possibly can. So that makes a nice opening piece. And I'm going to go ahead and lay that down. And then I have actually, to save us some time, have already ran that through my cut and emboss machine. So that you just run that through just like that. You don't want to run it through both pieces. You just want that front panel piece cut. So with the sake of time and live TV, I have done that for you. And then that is all done. So that piece is done. I'm going to go ahead and bring in this red panel piece and go ahead and adhere that down first and foremost before we do our stamping. And bring in my Tombow glue. You know me, I love my liquid glue. And lay that down as center as I possibly can. So this piece is done. I'm going to go ahead and put this off to the side, and what we're going to actually do is bring in a scrap piece of basic white paper, and we are going to stamp our Santa. And what I've done here is I've stamped him on basic white, and I've just fussy cut him out because he didn't quite fit on this panel piece right here. So I went ahead and stamped him on a separate piece of paper and colored him with my blends. We actually aren't going to color him today, but I'll show you which blends I use to color him up real nicely. But to save us time on that one, because when I fussy cut, I take forever. I am not the best fussy cutter, so I did it off camera. I didn't want you guys watching me and sitting here for 20 minutes while I fussy cut my Santa out. So I've stamped him, and like I said, with the time and to save the time, I went ahead and fussy cut him out and colored him. But the colors, just so you know, that I colored him with, I liked the little bit of shading here, so I brought in my actual light cherry cobbler and I outlined the red in that. That was just a little bit darker than the dark real red. And so I went ahead and actually colored him in with the real red. Hello, Diana. And then for his face, this makes the best skin tone color. The light petal pink makes an amazing skin tone color. And I wanted to bring in his rosy cheeks, of course. So I brought in the light Flirty Flamingo to color in his cheeks. For his black, obviously, I used our dark basic black to color his gloves and his belt buckle and his boots. And you'll see what I decided to do to add on to this card when we get to that point. But I went ahead and have already cut him out. And let's bring in this panel piece right here that we're going to be doing our stamping and coloring. And we're actually going to do that on camera today. And then our sentiment. And we'll finish him off. And it's quick and simple and easy. So we're going to put him off to the side. Let's bring in our thick whisper white. I almost did it. I did it, you guys. Thick basic white. This is cut at 2 3/8 by 7. And we're actually going to bring in our trimmer again really quick and score it at 3.5 at the halfway mark. So it gives me that score line. Because that is half of 7. Okay. Now, the way you're going to want to stamp your image is having that fold on the right side and not your traditional left side, because that will tuck, that's the piece that's going to tuck under your buckle. Don't you love this buckle card? Isn't it so much fun, Diana? I fell in love with it when I saw Lisa's. I'm going to be playing with this with other stamp sets for sure. So let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and stamp the inside, our tree, and our sentiment. And I used the thick basic white just because I feel like it's going to hold up better if people are opening and closing this card a lot. And also when I stamp and color with my Stampin' Blends, I just like to do the thicker basic white. So let's go ahead and bring in our Memento Tuxedo Black ink. This is perfect for our Stampin' Blends so the blends don't bleed. Go ahead. And then I'm going to stamp him, the little tree, over as far as I can to that edge as possible. There we go. And then I'm going to bring in the sentiment Merry Hello, and I'm going to stamp the sentiment in real red. And then I'm going to hopefully come in a little bit more straight than I did in my original. I'm noticing that it's a little bit crooked. I'm going to make it just a little bit higher. There we go. That's much better. Still a little crooked, but I can accept that. It's still good. So the blends that I'm going to be using today are, for the tree, I'm going to use the dark and light Granny Apple Green. And then the ornaments, I'm going to be using the dark Daffodil Delight. Bringing in a little bit of a brighter red, and I'm going to do the dark Poppy Parade. And then for my green, I'm going to be using the dark Just Jade. And for the tree trunk, I am using the bronze color. And you can use like soft suede or whatever. Soft suede is another good color that you could use on the tree trunk, but I'm just going to go ahead and come on in and get that color on there. Tree trunk is done. Now I'm going to come in with my darker Granny Apple Green and just do the outline of my tree. Talk amongst yourselves if you want. I cannot talk and chew gum and color and talk at the same time. So I'm going to do this as quickly as I can and try to still talk at the same time. Certainly can't read comments yet, so I'll go back and read those comments here momentarily. Come in with my light. Quickly do that. I'm just doing this as quickly as I can and slapping the color on. Like I said, these are nice big images, so they're quick and easy to color. And they're fun to just sit and watch TV in the evening and stamp a bunch of these and color, or if you're watching your kids' games, bringing your stamped images to color, or on a plane. Just enough to kill some time. I'm going to come in with my Poppy Parade and do my bulbs. And I think I did this one down here. Who else loves to color with the blends? I know Patty's on here and she is the queen of coloring and blending. I know she loves to color. Anyone else love to just sit and color? I knew you would say me, Patty. I know. Sometimes if it's a large image, I don't have to concentrate as much, Rosalie, but on smaller images, I definitely want to do that. Okay, so we've colored our inside of our image. Kathy, isn't it fun to color with these blends? These blends are so much fun to color with. So let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment on the front. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere, bring back our piece, and we just adhere this straight down in the center of this, and then this folds in and we stamp our sentiment and we are done. But I'm going to be adding some embellishments, you guys, just to show you how fun. I realized when I was coloring the buckle on our Santa friend here, he needed a little bit of help. So I'm going to be doing that here momentarily. And then we're going to adhere that down. I used, again, the liquid glue just so it gives me that wiggle room. It gives me that extra assurance. And then we're going to put our Santa friend on here. And we'll glue him down. Now you can also pop him up with a Stampin' Dimensional. That would work just fine. Oh, I know, Kathy, the fussy cutting, I'm getting better at it. As you can see, it's not as bad, but I really struggle with getting in like really intricate parts of the cut, but I'm getting better. I'm getting forced to love to fussy cut, because the images that I need to fussy cut don't have dies. So I needed to fussy cut him just so he could fit on this front panel piece. Okay, there we go. And now let's bring in our Be Jolly sentiment. And again, we're going to bring in our red, real red. But you see how quickly this comes together? So simple, so fun. And it's just a nice change to your traditional, oops, I smudged him. That's okay. That's okay. We're going to pretend that's not there. And it's not that bad. So we're going to let that dry a minute. So as I mentioned before, I am going to enhance our little buckle with the 2020 in color square gems. Remember I did this with the witch's hat? Well, the yellow's not as bright, but that's okay. But I thought we would come in with my Take Your Pick tool, Jason. You should be happy. I'm using my Take Your Pick tool and bringing in the buckle. I thought about using the big buckle, but I think the little one's a little too small. So the big buckle definitely enhances. Maybe the little buckle. Let's see. Let's see if that little buckle works just a little bit better. Yeah, I actually kind of like the little buckle better because it still has that the black around the little buckle. But doesn't that work out just fine? Do you guys like it? And then I felt that the front still needed some little love. So I'm going to close this up and bring in the matte decorative dots. And we'll use the red off of here. I kind of want to do the darker. Let's do the darker red. What I like about these dots, it starts out with the dark and goes lighter and lighter for an ombre look. Okay, there we go. I just thought maybe adding a little bit, that kind of gives it a little bit of extra love, don't you think? Oh, Wink of Stella. Wonder if I have it to where I can grab to put on his hat. I was using my Wink of Stella and I don't know what happened to it. Well, if you do repeat this project, I suggest you guys use the Wink of Stella for the ball in his hat and maybe right here and even maybe his beard to give him a little bit of extra love. But I cannot find my Wink of Stella right now. I don't know if I used the last of it or if it got buried in my craft fair crafter mouth, but I would definitely add a little bit of Wink of Stella to his hat at least. Do you guys love it? Isn't it fun? Yay, I'm seeing some hearts. Yay, I'm glad you love it. Well, you know what time it is if you are a returning person to my lives. It is that time for the code of the week. If you would like Mr. Santa here, be sure you type in the code word of the week in the comment section below, or you can certainly share my video and just type in the word hashtag shared. But for the code word of this week, it's going to be hashtag Santa. So if you would like to go into my drawing to be picked on this coming Friday, you're going to be using either hashtag Santa or hashtag shared if you shared my video. But if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US, I would certainly love the opportunity to earn your business. If you wish to purchase any of the products in today's project, you can certainly do so by going to my online store at cardsbytlc.com and then shop. I'm working on changing my URL to shop at cardsbytlc.com, but for now, just go to cardsbytlc.com, shop, and please let me know if you have any questions about today's project, about any of the products used today. As always, I really appreciate all of you joining me each week. In the meantime, I hope you are able to join me next Wednesday for another Crafty Wednesday. Next Wednesday just happens to be mine and Jim's 14th wedding anniversary, so I probably might be doing an anniversary card. I don't know, but we will see. But I hope you have a wonderful day and the rest of your week, and have a wonderful time, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Bye. Oh, Rosalie, yes, thank you. Reminder, 15% today on all sales on the cling mount stamps. So I forgot to mention that. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day. Bye-bye.